Okay, this is part 2 of my discipleship video. Okay, so we want to enjoy the benefits of salvation, but we don't want to answer the call for discipleship. As believers, we are called to discipleship. It's too many bare minimum, bottom of the barrel, behind the scenes, back of the line, laid back, silent Christians. But God has not called us to be that way. He has called us to be bold in what we are doing when we are bringing souls to Christ. Remember, we care about our brethren. We could easily take our own salvation and be like, oh, I'm saved. I don't need to go and try to save others. I don't need to go and tell the good news. I don't need to go and teach others this. But we do. It is literally our obligation. It is literally our job. So discipleship is important. We need to seek discipleship, okay? Now, we're in the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23, where Jesus is feeding the 5,000. So I just want to paint a picture here, okay? So the crowd is following Jesus, which they did all the time. Once they found out that he was performing miracles, they would follow Jesus, right? So Jesus had the opportunity to feed these people. Okay, he had told the disciples, feed these people. The disciples were once again confused. They were perplexed. How are we going to feed these people? But they're literally with the Messiah. But anyways, Jesus says, feed these people. So he, begins to feed them. He fed 5,000 people. And that's just, that number only counts men. There were women and children there too. So Jesus probably fed over 1,000 people this day, okay? So he takes the opportunity to tell them what it's going to take as a disciple of Christ, okay? And it says, verse 23, it says, then he says to the crowd, if anyone wants to be my follower, you must give up your own way, take up your cross, and follow me. What does that mean, give up your own way? That means to deny self. And actually, I have the definition of deny self. What does it mean to deny oneself? It means putting aside your own desires, wants, and needs in favor of something else. And also, it means to refuse to admit the truth. Denying yourself will be refusing to admit the truth. Who is the truth? Jesus. Where does he live at? Inside of you, because the Spirit of the living God is inside of you, okay? And then in the Hebrew, the word deny means to disown. So you're disowning who you truly are and who truly lives in you when you are not denying yourself, okay? And then in the Greek, it means to denounce or disregard the truth. And again, who is the truth? Jesus is the truth, okay? He wants you to pick up your daily cross and to deny yourself. Now, remember, the cross that Jesus had to carry, it was a huge cross. I actually did my research a while back on how big, how heavy, how long, how wide the cross was in these times. And that cross was heavy. Okay, our Savior had already been beaten to the last bits of himself and then had to carry his cross. They had to have someone come help him because the cross was way too heavy for him to bear. So when you are picking up your daily cross, please take that time to identify with what Jesus went through. He was put in an uncomfortable situation too. Sometimes you're going to experience pain. You're going to experience sorrow. You're going to experience depression. You're going to experience being attacked, feeling left out, being isolated. These are daily crosses that you're going to have to pick up, put on your back, and keep it pushing. And you can identify, and it gives you comfort in the fact that Jesus also went through this, okay? So Jesus is basically saying, listen, you got to deny yourself. You got to pick up your cross and follow me. Now, the crowd was split, okay? So half the crowd was probably there for the food. The other half of the crowd was like, are you the Messiah? This man speaks as though he's the Messiah. Now, in this time, the Jews were under Romanian oppression. Okay, they were being oppressed by the Romans. So they was just looking for any inch of light, any inch of truth, okay? So Jesus used that opportunity to talk about them, to talk to them. And he also emphasized with what they were going to go through. Okay. Now notice in verse 23, Jesus said that this has to be a desire. You have to desire these things. Now, something that I ask God all the time, I say, Lord, give me those things I desire that I don't even know I desire yet. You have those things I desire, because the truth of the matter is what I'm desiring right now may not be in God's will, but God has those things that I desire that I don't even know I desire yet. And then if you want to desire something, all you have to do is ask for it. It is yours for the asking. Lord, you were telling me that I should be a disciple. Help me to desire these things. Help me to dwell on these things. Help me to think about these things. And then you go after asking him that, and then you meditate on the scriptures day and night. This is how you're going to get your answer, okay? Don't be one of those Christians that's like, well, I ain't heard nothing from God yet. You can hear something from God whenever you want to hear something from him. You can go into your word and you can get it.